Hello.
Hello. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. My name is Barry.
And I'm Jay.
And together we are Mitosu Crafts.
Welcome to our channel. So this evening, Barry will be creating 2 cards.
I hope.
Featuring the gift of giving stamp set. So a bit of coloring this evening. So if you would like to...
No colouring this evening.
Oh, no coloring. I thought you were going to do a quick coloring.
I wasn't going to.
We'll see. So yeah, if you would like to fast forward to the demonstration, if you're watching the replay, please do so, as we will say hello to those of you who have joined us live. Thank you so much. So we have hello to Kisha, Lolly and Sandy Macallo, Brenda, Cheryl. We also have Lavinia, Mandy, hello, Najma, hiya, Angie, Marina, Pauline, hello. We also have, where did it jump to?
Valerie's next.
Okay, Valerie.
I think.
Yes. Sandra, Janet, Maureen. We also have Linda, hiya. That cursor is funky. Jackie, Margaret, Bling Bling Crafter, Pat, Connie, hello to you. Sylvia, Kathy, Quinn, and Lois.
Lovely. Excellent. So that's everyone so far. So thank you so much for joining us. So you got me.
Yes.
Now.
I'll be cooking.
Jay's cooking dinner tonight. Did you see the panic in his face just then? So let's go camera down and let's see what we create. I have no idea. How these are going to turn out because I haven't made them yet. So I'm playing. I don't always like playing live on camera because it has a tendency to go a little bit wrong. But we will see what happens. So as I mentioned, I'm going to be using the Gift of Giving stamp set. I'm going to be pairing that, hopefully, with the Snowflake Sky 3D Embossing Folder, which is this one here. I've grabbed myself some basic border dies, and I might use the sentiment here, Happy Christmas Wishes from Festive and Fun, because I quite like this one. It's a nice straight sentiment, easy to get down on a nice thin strip of cardstock, so I may use that sentiment. That there is what I'm also going to be using. Now I haven't used it, we've had these, and I haven't used it yet. So I'm going to be using a white centre 12x12 speciality paper. So this comes in Azure Afternoon, Berry Burst, Fresh Freesia, Lemon Lime Twist and Night of Navy. So it's this stuff. So that there is the Night of Navy. So it's it's the same both sides, but it's got a white core to it. So we're going to bring out that white core with this. So it's the same with all of these. So it comes in all of these colours. So you've got the Azure Afternoon here. You've got that one. Let's show it properly. Azure Afternoon. We have Berry Burst. We've got Fresh Freesia, and then we've got Lemon Lime Twist. So we've got all of those. Wow, that looks really bright on camera, doesn't it? So they're really nice, bright, fun colours. Obviously, you've got the darker one here. Now this is the one I'm going to be using tonight, I think, which is the Night of Navy. So we've got that one. So let's just pop those ones away. So. Oh, that's it, Linda. So I was going to ask, has anyone got the white centered one? You're like me, you've got it but never used it. So I'm going to show you, hopefully, how you can use this evening. So that's what we've got. Now, Jay has obviously, we had our lovely colouring masterclass last night, which Jay coloured. Keisha, he's met your challenge. Where Jay coloured these lovely images from the Gift of Giving. So if you would like to learn how and follow along step by step how Jay coloured all of these, the colouring masterclass can be found on our website still. But I'm going to be using him because he's already coloured it, so I may as well use them. So that's another one which he done. But afterwards, Keisha, he met your challenge and went purple. Okay, we realised that it was pointed out to Jay that he doesn't use brights much. So he had a challenge of using those. So yeah, this one wasn't coloured live on the class. The red one was. But again, how it was coloured, I'm sure you can bring it into any colour you've got. So there we have it. So I'm probably going to be using this one here tonight. So these are the two images which I've got. Really, really nice. So let's have a little look. So first of all, I need to grab myself a trimmer. And I just need to cut my paper down to size. So I've got 10. So I'm going to take this down to 9.5 centimetres. It does go, it's either our blade's a little bit worn out, or I just need to give it a little bit of a trim. Because it's a white centre, it might just be, it's got a slightly different makeup. So if you do get fluffy edges, don't worry about it. Just give it a little bit of a haircut. That's all you need to do. And you'll be fine. Okay. So what did I want? 9 by 5, so I'm going to take that to 13.5, which is that one. If you do get things, sometimes it might be worthwhile cleaning your track out. So a little bit of scrap paper which you've got here, you can quite easily just run that through the track and get rid of any fluffy and dirt which is in there. You can see it picks up all the fluff. So sometimes by going through that and giving that track a clean out is also very handy. So again, scrap bit of paper just in and run through, gets rid of any debris. That sometimes can also help edge fluffiness. More than likely it's probably the blade or the type of paper, so just be prepared for that. So to say, it's the first time I've cut that. That's easy enough just to do that. Good, lovely. So I'm going to do this now. If I'm going to be using have a cup of cheer, if I'm going to be using this one right here, I'm going to go with non-traditional colours, and I'm going to matte and layer this on a bit of fresh freesia. So here's coloured this in fresh freesia, so I'm going to use fresh freesia. So if you want to use some alternate Christmas colours, then this is perfect for that. So I'm going to go and cut my layer for this. So again, that was 9.5. Let's take that to 10. Let's take that to 10 by 14. And that's going to go on like that. So that's going to give me a nice layer like that, and then I can then go on like this. So it really, so that the colouring really pops with this. And then that goes on like that. I could go with another contrasting colour if I wanted to. I could go with a red base. Would that actually, what do you reckon? Should we go with a red base and the fresh freesia cup, or should I go with a fresh freesia layer with a fresh freesia cup? Let me know, because whilst I'm just going to quickly have a little look and play with the sentiment for a moment. So let's have a little look. Hopefully Joe's keeping an eye on the comments to see what everyone says. So he's outside cooking dinner at the moment, so I'm very lucky tonight. The measurements are just simple, are just standard, whatever your card base is, whatever you want to go. There's nothing for this one, there's nothing real special for this one, for the card bases. Just a standard matte and layer, which you would go for, and obviously it's different on every market and how you want to do it. And at the moment I haven't quite decided if I'm stopping at that or if I'm going to be making it smaller. So I've also got myself some basic, is that thick? I've got myself some of the basic white here. So again, this is why I'm liking this one, because it works quite nicely. Fresh freesia, fresh freesia, fresh freesia, fresh freesia. Okay, fresh freezer it is. That was my first choice. I'm going to probably be using the red for the second card. So let's grab ourselves. Now it may be worthwhile starting off with something bigger, stamping down and then using a trimmer to then actually get it down to size. Okay, so I'm just going to go and do this in white at the moment, but I may try this on some black and gold. Let's see. So I'm just going to just pop that down like so. Yeah, that's okay. I can afford to just take a little bit off the bottom. We will see, and then I can then come in and then I think see I did that wrong, didn't I? I was too close to the top, so I'm not happy with that. So I know that there was 1, 2. If I go 3/8 of an inch, I think that'll work quite nicely. Our stream is good our end at the moment, Mandy, so it may be you at the moment, but I'll keep an eye on it just to make sure. So good. So I'm just having a little look at the comments as they come through. Yes, Mary, they do look like store-bought cutouts. So that's a compliment to Jay's fussy cutting and colouring. Cheryl, what do you reckon? I'm leaving you in suspense. So I'm just going to have to bring my head in a little bit from out just so I can get right over this for a second. Just bear with me. Still not happy with that. I'm too high, aren't I? So that was that. Sometimes it might be worth then just having a couple of practice goes and then knowing that that's stamping quite high, so I'm just going to come down a fraction. And there we have it. Okay, so that's a little bit better. So sometimes you may just have to, if you're going to be stamping directly onto a piece which you've already done, you may just want to have a couple of goes just to get it right, because it could be a little bit hit and miss. I'm still not 100% happy with that, so bear with me. This is why you use scrap pieces for this. Let's see if I can get a better image. So if I look at that one there, it's a little bit top heavy and it kind of like skews, so the sticker isn't always 100%. So let's just come down lower to where I want and bring the happy down a little bit. And there we have it. So you just need to compensate. So I would say if you're doing this, do it first on a piece as it looks with the sticker, and then see if you then need to compensate. So I know I needed to come down a little bit and then bring the happy down a fraction, and then that then has given me my a sentiment I'm happy with there, the happy Christmas wishes. So that's that. So you may want to have a few attempts at doing that. But I'm sure you've all got your scrap pieces in your stash, so it shouldn't. You've probably got lots which you can have a little bit of a play around with. So let's go through and just snip this off now, and we'll do that. And that there, and I reckon happy Christmas wishes can go underneath like that. Now in hindsight, I probably should have done that maybe in fresh freezer, But I'm going to have a little bit of a play. Let's just see if I can find this and see how it works. So let's grab my, where is it, gold, which is that one there. Or I go with white, we will see. So I'm going to grab myself a bit of black. So we have all of our scraps by the side of us. So this is going to be a little bit harder to do. There we go. And I will just need to going to just embossing buddy this, and I will need my Versamark. I will need to just clean my stamp for a moment. Tommy, no, I've got a cat trying to jump on my back. Come on. So let's use this Versamark here. So remember, I'm going to have to come over a little bit. So I lined it up where I felt it was, come down a fraction and then bring the happy down a little bit, and then stamp down. Then I can then bring this in. Bring the gold in. I'm just going to give that a shake, it hasn't been used for a while. And then always just give yourself a little bit of something to hold on to. So that's that. I'm quite happy with that one. Now we've lost our lid. We don't know where we put it. We've lost the lid for our embossing tray here, but that's not an issue. So I'm just going to just use my tweezers here. So you can see this is my gold embossing. It there is, at the moment, is matte. And let's just heat set this. And that there is the gold now, which has just been embossed. So I just need to decide whether or not I quite like what one I like. After all of that, I might go back with the original one, the Happy Christmas, that one there. But what have you just said there, Cheryl? I would have done fresh freezer strip stamped with navy. That's just me. I like your, I do like your thinking though there, Cheryl. So let's give it a try and let's see whether or not that works. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I like that. It's just a little bit too dark. It's not quite doing it for me. Told you I was going to have a bit of a play. And this is a problem I have when I don't prep something for you beforehand. You get me working it out as we're doing it. So that's that one. Let's go with the Night of Navy, which is a good alternative to black as well. So let's just pop that in so we know, line it up properly, come down a fraction, lower the happy. And then we get ourselves an image. Yeah, I think I'm with you, Linda. It didn't quite work for that, but ooh. So I think I prefer the white. Okay. Yeah. No, I think I prefer the white popping out a little bit more. It just pops from that Night of Navy. But we may change our mind in a moment once I do something else, because we need to show the white coordination from this paper. So let's just get this ready and we will see. So it's either going to be that one or that one. So what I'm going to have to do now is I'm just going to just give myself a little bit of room, and I'm going to bring in this embossing folder right here. And I'm using the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. It's just a 3D one, so you do need to have your 3D plate in. Don't try and do what I did at the beginning off camera and go, why isn't this going through, thinking it was a standard, and it was an emboss, it was a 3D one. So make sure you've got your correct plates in, run it through spine first, and then use your correct plates, and then we'll do this. Yeah, I was thinking there's something very similar to that, Linda. It just needs a bit of white to pop it out, I think, or I may try something else with the white with the fresh freesia. So I've got a few options. So that there, let's show you that in a second. Is the coordinations, let me just get the correct name for you, because I know I'm saying that wrong. The white centre speciality paper, so that's what it looks like embossed. So we've got that. What I'm going to do now is I've got myself a little bit of sandpaper. This is all the sandpaper I could find. You can buy special sandpaper blocks, and I had some in my hand the other day when I was in the shops, and I put it down. I didn't buy it. I think, oh, I won't use it. Grab yourself a little bit of sandpaper. What we want to do now is run it over the top, and basically you're pulling off the coloured cardstock and then creating the white centre underneath. So it works perfectly with this embossing folder because we've got the snow. So we're really just highlighting, we're just gently running this over, highlighting these snowflakes. And sorry, the snowdrops. They're snowflakes, but there are, sorry, snowflakes, not snowdrops. But obviously it's missing the bigger ones. So what you can do, it's a little bit harder when you have only got a little bit, when you're working with a big bit, but you can try and go in and pick up those if you can. It might be worthwhile if I just tear a bit off. And see whether or not I can then just concentrate on those snowflakes a little bit more, just to bring out some of those details. So that's basically what the coordination and the white centre does. So Cheryl, time to get your sanding blocks out. So we'll just go over the top like that. Just gently go over the top just to bring the surface off, because if you go down too much you're going to then obviously go down to the bottom core. But you can see we've done this technique before sometimes where we just got a bit of Night of Navy and used some white craft ink, splattered it out with a brush, and you get this effect. But this is a nice way of doing it. It's a different technique. So if you've got it and you didn't know how to use it, that is how you use your white center. That's another way you can do it as well. It brings out, whereas if you did it with a coloured card, then these are coloured all the way through, so you won't get the white pop out, so which is quite handy. So that's that and that. And then we were going to do that over the top. So that's that. I just need to just decide now on my card base. And I've got some here which has already been folded and burnished, so I will use those as we've already got it. And something's gone amiss there with my measurements. 14. Oh, yeah, it's me, I did the wrong measurement. That's fine, so I need to go to 13.5 for this one. I've got that side correct. And 13 on this one. That's it. That's that. Yeah. Padded nail buffer, that would work as well. So that's going to go on like that. Let's give that a bit of a cut up. So that's that one there. So that's that. Going through, so these are just standard mat and layers, so whatever your card base is will work for you on that one. And then I'm going to then pop that over like that. Then I'm going to work out what I'm going to do with the sentiment. I'm still not sure on the white card base at the moment. Hiya, Anne. So it's that one there. I just want to grab myself. Let's see if it's by the side of me. Just grab myself some Night of Navy. I'm thinking to myself, I take myself a Night of Navy card base and we cut this down to see what this looks like. So that was 14 centimeters. By 10.5 centimeters, or by 21, scored in half at 10.5. That's going to give me my card base there. I think that might work a little bit better rather than the white. What do you reckon? White card base or navy card base? I think I'm going to use the white just going to try something here for a moment. So what I'm doing is I've just got myself a bit of white base, which is the same size as my sentiments in height, but I've gone longer, so I can then do that. So that needs to go shorter there. So like that, and then you just fishtail it in that way, and that one. Still two. I'm just going to need to just keep snipping this down until I'm ready, happy with the size which I've got. Something like that kind of works quite nicely. That helps make that sentiment just pop out a little bit more. It's either that or we just go with the complete white underneath. So we've got navy, navy, so we're going to go to navy card base. Good. And that's that one. And I'll probably then just offset that slightly up so it gives us a little bit of a setting on that, and then we'll stick down. That's that one there. That can go there, and these need to go on dimensionals, don't they? So let's stick the card base down. So I think we decided we were going to go with a navy card base. On like that. Hope that I stuck that around the correct way. Yep. And then we will then use the dimensionals here to add a little height. I've only got minis to hand at the moment, so I'm going to use a few of these. There we have it. That there is then going to go on that one like that, centered, and then we will then do the same with the sentiments. And that there is card number 1, done using that white centered speciality paper, which is something different now. It just adds, it's a nice easy way of getting some texture without having to use ink and then waiting for it to dry. So if you do want to bring out that white, this paper is perfect for adding some really nice detail and texture to it. So there we have it. I could probably pop some gems around here, but I never know what gems to use. Let's have a little look at what we've got. Being that we've kind of gone with the kind of like the fresh freesia, we've got this one here, which is kind of like the got a little bit of a pinky tone to it. So let's just maybe go one there, one there, and one at the bottom down there. So we've just added, let's go a little bit too far away. There we have it. That there is a little bit of bling as well. So that there is card number 1. So that's, I think, hopefully you've liked it. Thank you very much. So let's move over to, well, let's just clear up a little bit because at the moment I can't see my desk. And we will move on to card number 2 and we'll see what's going to happen with that one. Now again, I haven't designed that one, so that's probably going to take another half an hour to do that. So just pop that one away. I've got the card base done already. I am going to be using the embossing folder once again. So this time I will do it with some standard paper. So I'm going to grab myself some basic white normal. I'm going to take that here. Let's cut that down to size. So we may get this correct this time. Let's take this to 13 by 9.5 centimeters. Okay, which is I'm going with the same matte and layer as what I did for my blue one on that one there. So again, this is personal preference with what you want as your sizes and your borders to do. Again, I may cut this down to a smaller size afterwards, but let's run this through. So now I just need to have a little think about what I wanted to do here for a moment. So yeah, okay, that's, just need to think about my technique on this one, how I'm going to actually do this. So I'm going to bring in my basic borders. I want to use this one right here, which is my Mary, I don't really have a I'll pay a bit more attention when I stick this one down and let you know how far out I go. I don't really, yeah, I probably, if I was doing probably around about that far away from the edge is probably where I would start. So that's probably around about a 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch maybe. Yeah, I think an 1/8 or a 1/4 is probably, an 1/8 definitely I think is maybe a little bit too close. And it depends on how heavy-handed you are as well, Mary, I would say, as to how much squidges out. If you're quite heavy-handed with it, then it may squidge out too much. So I'm just going to remove my embossing plate there for a moment. I'm going to bring over my cutting plate and I am going to use that semicircle one, or that's not semicircle, but you know, the curved one. Pop it down like so. In the centre, kind of like that at the bottom, and then I'm going to then run that through the cutting machine. Because I haven't popped the plate on the bottom because I removed it, but I need to pop plate number 2 in because I'm now die cutting. Let's try that again, shall we? Like that, and yeah, try that. Let us know how you get on, Mary. See if that that helps your glue squidging out. We've all done it. I did it. I got a little bit too close the other day when I was doing something, and then it squidged out too much. So that's that one. So we're going to keep this one as it is, and I am going to use the machine again. Bring it back in, and I'm going to take this one, the top half of that cutting, and this is what I'm going to then pop through the embossing folder and run that one through like that. So I'm going to go quite close to the top of the embossing folder like that, so I get I concentrate a lot of the dots and the snow, and then let's run that one through. So I just need to adjust all my plates again. Yes, Tombow glue is very good. So less is more with Tombow. You don't actually need too much glue. So yeah, great advice there, Jackie. When we first got into card making, we were using obviously other brands of glue, and it kept on getting stuck in a nozzle, or constantly having to have a pin and sticking it in there to clear it up. I can't remember the last time we've had to unblock the nozzle of a glue. Maybe just because we use it quite a lot. But it doesn't, and it's a two-way glue as well. So it's if you let it dry, it goes reusable, or it goes tacky rather than permanent. So which is always handy if you're wanting to do certain stuff. Yeah, so we swear by Tombow now. We've had some other glue here for donkey's ears, and yeah, we've not used it. We occasionally use it for prototypes. We don't want to waste our nice glue on prototypes. So there we go. So I've kind of created a snowy sky and a clear base. Let's just have a little look. And we're going to go, I've got a bit of a card base which has already been, does it dry clear, but it's shiny, I can, yeah, you may want to, again, you can't get hold of these now, this is a glue eraser. So this is something, if you've got any glue which is hanging around, you can gently go through and it will then pick up the glue. So if you've got glue which is stuck out, these, I don't actually know what they're called, so maybe somebody can, we've had this again for years, maybe somebody can pop in the comments what this is actually called. I can't remember what it is. So we're going to go like that, and that's going to go like that there. I'm quite liking it with the red card base and the white on this. That one. I'm just going to have to, I've got a Minnie on my neck for a moment, so just bear with me one moment. She's decided to come and join me. So that's that one. I may not go with a matte and layer on this, but I would decide if I want to do that, just to see, as I've got a bit of scrap running around. I won't be using that, but I'm just going to just see if I like that combination with a bit of the blue on the reds with the whites. That may work quite nicely, but we will see. That one there. Right, what I want to do is I want to grab myself a little, I might try a little bit of blending on this. And I'm going to grab myself a blue brush. I'm going to grab myself a bit of paper. I may even go with a white card base here, I'm not sure. Again, I haven't decided. So I'm going to go with that one, and I'm going to grab myself, just see how clean that brush is. That's fine. And I want to go with something quite light. So I'm going to grab myself some balmy blue. Pick up. Yeah, it's just a glue eraser. Thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, I didn't know if it had a special name, but yeah, it's as simple as a glue eraser. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to just kiss those in the middle. Just gently, I'm not putting too much pressure down. I'm just in the middle there, just to kind of like highlight some of those. Because what I'm going to do is that's going to go there, and the centre I'm going to use is that centre. I'm kind of going to cover that up, but so it doesn't matter if it's too blotchy in the middle. But I can see that I need to come out still, because at the moment it's still hiding. So I can afford to go in a little bit more. Get the middle part can be where the imperfections are, because that's going to cover up, and then just bring that out and go up a little bit as well. This is another way of obviously is bringing out the pattern which you've got in your embossing folders. Come out a little bit to the side. And let's just see how that looks. That's just that's giving that kind of a little bit of just a little bit of colouring around that. That's that one, and I reckon we can probably just go stamp this directly down onto the bottom down here and have happy Christmas wishes. So actually this card isn't taking me as long to do as I first initially thought. Quite straightforward. So my decision I have got to do now is, I think it was white, and what I quite like the idea of was maybe a very thin red layer. I think the red card base is too much, but I reckon a thin red layer around that just to really make that pop will work quite nicely. So that there is too small, so I need to grab myself a nice bit I won't use this one here because this is actually already a card base, so I'll leave that one and I'll grab myself another piece. So let's just grab, I don't know if I have got it, let's just see. No, that's not enough. I've got 2 card bases ready. You know what? That's all I've got is a pre-prepared card base. That's fine. I can cut them down into 2 layers. So with the original one, when I did on the first card, is I went, lost my ruler. There it is. I went on this 9.5 centimeters. By by 13 is what I did on that, okay, and so I want to now just go a fraction a bit bigger. Now I'm not going to go as big as I went on the first one. I'm going to go slightly smaller. So it was 13. I'm going to go, instead of 5mm, going to take this to 3mm, which is approximately 1/8 of an inch. So that's that one there. So that was 13.3 by, we said this was 9.5, wasn't it? So we will go to 9.5, 6, 7, 9.8. Okay, and that there has now given me a much thinner border. So you can see on the first one I did, I went with 5mm bigger than the layer. This one here I'm going with only 3mm, which is 1/8 of an inch bigger, and it gives me a smaller edge. Okay, so that and that can get stuck down. So I'm going to need to just do this, have a little look at where it is, and then the other one should work in. So as long as I've got an even edge here, here, and here, when I come to stick this one down, it should fit in there absolutely fine. So I'm going to stick this down so you can see. Okay, so Mary, I'm kind of, I would say, actually I'm around about I would say about a quarter of an inch from the edge. A quarter, but I kind of go, so you can see that's how far I kind of like go down and then round and then in there. So there you go. Hopefully that's given you a bit of an idea of where I go. And I don't think I use too much glue on that. Some people may be going, that's a lot, but I don't think it's too much. And then we'll stick that directly down onto the card base. I don't know if you can hear Minnie's Jay's in the kitchen cooking, and Minnie's like, pick me up. So that's that one, and then that one there can go on like that. And obviously the benefit of having wet glue is that you do have a bit of flexibility to wiggle if need be. And manipulate it, and that's going to go on down the bottom like that. So I kind of created this snow mound, snowy sky, and a snow mound like that. And then that there is then going to go on like that. Okay, so really quite a simple card, this one here. I was thinking of layering that up on dimensionals, having them stuck there, and then so it is then. I might do that. Let's just see how that goes. So make sure you stick this the correct way. Okay, so because I would say there is a front and a back to your embossed piece, your die cut pieces, that the stitching looks nice. So I'm making sure I'm sticking my dimensionals onto the back of my piece. On there. Let's just go with one in the middle. And we'll stick this one down as well. Obviously the benefit is if by popping it on dimensionals, is if it is slightly out, you can manipulate it and kind of like cover. I would say at least you can cover up and then snip the bottom off if necessary. So you have a little bit of so you can kind of like then go up and then make the card a little bit shorter to then make it if need be. But I'm just going to pop that down like that. My head is just going to have to sneak in a fraction there just to line up, and I'm following that curve line as I was sticking that down. So that's that. So we've got that, and I've just realised I didn't stamp my sentiment on that, which is a bit silly of me, isn't it? So never mind. And then that can go on like that. So my, do I chance it? Do I just go straight down? I'm going to chance it because obviously if I mess it up, I'm gonna have to go over the top of it anyway with that pre one which I've done. So we will see what happens. See whether or not we can do this. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter because I've got the sentiment from before which I can stick over the top. So we're going to go there and remember it needs to bring the happy down a fraction. There we go. That's all right. So that's just confidence. You know. So I put a little bit of pressure on that. I didn't go too heavy, just so it didn't squidge out. But you can get around it. So but again, always make sure if I had messed up on that one there, I wasn't concerned because I was going to have to pop the cut one on top of it anyway. So it's not an issue. And then that's going to go on there. So I'm happy I went with the white and white with the red layer on that one. I think it just makes that pop just a little bit more. So we'll go ahead and we'll stick that one down. Thank you, Mary. Unfortunately, I've got a few extra grey hairs in it now than... Well, that doesn't bother me. So there you go. That's a bit of an indication on where I go with my... Stands out a little bit more on the red. We'll stick that down like that. Really, really wants picking up. Can you hear Minnie in the background? So I'm just going to give Jay a quick shout for a moment. Jay, I'm nearly finished.
Okay.
We'll pop that back in. And we'll pop some dimensionals on the back of Santa. Now remember, I only needed to do the dimensionals on the top side from his jacket upwards because the other part is going to be stuck down onto this part here. So as I said, if you want to see how this was coloured, this was done during the colouring masterclass which Jay did last night. So that can be still purchased from our online colour on our website. So go ahead and have a little look at that if you would like to colour your Santas the same way as Jay. I know we've got a few of you in here who joined us last night, so hopefully you all enjoyed it. And what was created was amazing. I'm going to pop a little bit of glue, a little blob of glue on the bottom part there, just so that's... She's being fed, Jackie. Don't be fooled. They try that with me sometimes. I'm sure if I just meow, then I'm going to then get fed again. And sometimes I give in. I think on our live the other evening, I think it was on Sunday, you may remember, or if you listen back to it, Jay, I think, says they have been fed, or is it last night during the class? So it might have been last night during the class, actually, I think it was. I've sort of had to keep them quiet, so I gave them another scoop of food. So there we have it. That there is that first one.
She just wants a cuddle.
She just wants cuddles. Yeah, she's already jumped on my neck twice during the live.
I didn't hear you scream.
Scream. Let's go with a little bit of I'm going to go with kind of the same as I did with the
Nice.
other one, and I've gone with the blue one this time. Now I can't remember what these embellishments are from.
It's at the back.
Is it Merry, Bold and Bright Sweet is what they're from. But they're quite handy because they're flat. So
I think it's in the name. Does it say flat something?
Iridescent adhesive back disc or discs.
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 Oh, me.
So there we have it. That didn't take me too long actually. That second card.
No. That looks lovely.
It's my makes tonight. Let's just get all of that out of camera view, shall we? And there we have it. Just squidge out. If you can't see it, it's not there.
You're not a very good sweeper.
No, you've perfected the art, haven't you? There we go. There was no mess on the table whatsoever. They are all perfect. The more I look at this one here, the more I actually like the colour
really
on that one there. It's different, the alternative.
Cat hairs.
Yeah, I know.
Everything.
I did see the cat hair on there actually, and I was sort of like,
it's fine.
See, you have to point it out on camera. I have to get rid of it now, aren't I? There's the tweezers.
I don't know where you put the tweezers. It's there. It's next to you.
It's next to me.
But yeah, lovely. That's great with the, what's it called? Border dies?
Basic borders.
I'll quickly, what's this?
I will have to get the fine tweezers out to get the cat hair out. It's caught underneath the...
Yeah, did you show the other samples?
I didn't, no. I haven't shown the other samples.
So this one was actually the one that I colored, I believe, in class. And then I have a couple of samples doing the same, pretty much similar. It was only the fresh freesia that I did try afterwards. And then Santa... I did in Flirty Flamingo, and I added some more shading which became too dark, and some more Flirty, and the To You in Balmy Blue or in pink, but I think I did it in Balmy Blue last night. Yes, there we go. So you have plenty of things there, Barry, to
Yes, I need to use that To You.
Can you can you stack it so then instead of Santa is holding that box instead of those? There you go. Anyway, replay is available on our website. Thank you so much, everyone.
Excellent. So thank you so much for your lovely comments. Seem to be really enjoying that. Yes, so leave the cat fur. They send their love with it. Yes.
Oh,
okay, Minnie.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay. Yes, I think a lot of you have got cat hairs in your cards. So yeah. So hi Amanda. What Christmas movie were you watching?
Barry was like talking about Santa Claus the movie. It was 37 years ago.
I'm gonna have to like Santa Claus the movie. What's it? 37 years old today, I think it came out. It's like I've said, and it's like I still watch it every single year. I record it. I'm scared. I've got it on DVD, and I've got it recorded on the TV
every year.
box.
Yeah,
I record it every year just in case I lose a copy. So yeah, lovely.
Cool. Well.
What was that one there, Cheryl? I love the colour combo first, but yeah, so I'm more of a traditional colours myself, Cheryl. So I'm quite shocked that I've gone with purple.
Yeah, you were gonna go with.
I was gonna go with the red one, which Jay coloured, which was that one there, so and kind of do the same, but
there, you're gonna do that.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of do it that colour combo, the first one round as well. So that would have worked quite nicely as well. So that was...
Which we've done a few times.
Yeah.
Plenty of times.
Plenty of times. The blue and the red. So which is why I figured that's because Jay coloured it in the fresh freesia. And because he was set the challenge to colour, I figured it was a good opportunity to make the card with it as well.
Yay.
So
yes, thank you for making a card with that because...
Yeah, because now Jay hasn't got to. And I'm pleased it's allowed me to use his colouring because he doesn't normally let me colour it.
No, you used so much of the St.
have,
Nicholas last time.
But you still wouldn't let me use a blue one, no, because I want to use it for a card. Has he made the card with it yet? No, he hasn't. I wanted to use that blue ages ago.
Well, there might be something coming up soon.
Okay, then.
Anyway, we're just
We're just waffling now.
Cool. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Are we back Friday?
I don't know because we are out on Friday, so we are over to Mum's putting up her Christmas decorations.
Oh yes.
So we will probably not be back in time to do a live on Friday for Funfold Friday, but we'll be back with you on Sunday, same time, same place.
Cool. Take care, everyone.
See you later.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.